Those of you who watch Fox, and in particular Bill O'Reilly, he always comes up with like emails or questions from his viewers. Well, Joy Reid took a page out of his book and she just did the same thing. Here are some of the questions from her viewers.
How could this have happened? Ever since Donald Trump's victory on Tuesday, the question has plagued progressives everywhere. Now, even more questions are bubbling up from an angry electorate, including some of our viewers. And we're going to try and answer some of those questions right now. Back with me are Heather McGee, Malcolm Nance, and Naveed Jamali. And we asked Michael Moore to stick around, and he graciously said that he would do it. So let's jump in and get some of you guys' questions. You guys sent in terrific questions. I want to start with Karen. Karen had a question about white women voters and Hillary Clinton. Let's play Karen.
Hey Joy, it's Karen. I'm a 55-year-old Pantsuit Nation Hillary supporter from Arizona. I am just baffled with what happened with white women, college-educated women in this election. I'd love to hear your take on, was this fear, misogyny, demographics, policy? How did so many white college-educated women decide to vote not for Hillary?
I'm going to throw that one to you, Michael. I mean, college-educated white women, what happened?
Why didn't they like Hillary?
Yeah.
Is my question. And let's just say historically, it's not unusual to see people who are in the oppressed group, and we have to say that the majority gender, because they only hold 20% of the power, is in that group. I don't want to finish the sentence. It's too painful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
it's that you don't understand that against each other.
Yeah.
You know, if you read the history, go back, Martin Luther King. It was very difficult for him and for the young civil rights people at that time, and the fight that they had with the older members of the civil rights movement.
Absolutely.
And who were telling them, you can't break the law, you can't sit in, you can't do this. And maybe this is just going to be a generational shift where the millennials are going to fix this for us.
So white women overall did go for Donald Trump by 10 points, which is shocking. But there was that same college-educated divide, that white college-educated women, many went for Donald Trump, but overall Hillary did win them. And in fact, my colleague Tamara Drought has this great piece online now, which talks about how white college-educated women overall are some of the only people who have actually really had clear progress over this past generation of the sort of inequality era. And white working class women without a college degree, they're the ones who are becoming the sole breadwinners as the factory jobs are gone, where their husbands and partners are not able to work. That is a very real economic reality, but it's where race trumped gender. And it's pretty scary.
So let's go to question 3. This is a question from Barry, and Barry has a question that I think I probably have more of this on my Twitter feed than anything else, but let's listen to Barry's question. Oh, I'm reading Barry's question, and this was from Facebook. Sorry, Barry. It says, are there restrictions on who electors can vote for? There's no constitutional provision or federal law that requires electors to vote according to the results of the popular vote in their states. No electors have been prosecuted for failing to vote as pledged. Does anybody here have an answer to that? I know that electors, Heather, can really technically vote whoever they want. I mean, our system is we get to do a popular vote, and that's just a suggestion. Right. But in this case, the popular vote went to Hillary Clinton. Could the electors, in theory, decide to just rebel and vote for who won the popular vote?
For the second time now, a Republican has won the Electoral College without winning the popular vote in my own lifetime. And the Electoral College itself was a racist institution that was brought about as a compromise with slaveholding states and the rural population. And it is yet again sort of stopping the will of the people from being expressed. Now, we also have democratic norms, which are actually probably more controlling than the law right now. When Hillary Clinton came out and conceded, when the president said, this is now the time for a peaceful transition of power, that stopped it more than any actual law that would say that we couldn't just be as, kind of break with this tradition that frankly is born out of one of our ugliest traditions.
Absolutely. Well, let's, Naveed, you were going to jump in.
I was just going to say, I don't know the specific state by state, but I know, for example, Washington State, where I live, the fine for an electoral college representative for not voting in the popular vote is, I believe, $1,000. So there is an actual law in the books, but it's, you know, it's not something that's good. It's not something you're not going to end up in jail for not voting in the popular vote.
Yeah.
There's also enough states now, there's a quicker way than getting a constitutional amendment. Enough states have passed laws saying that their electors are to go with whoever wins the popular vote. So it was 168 electoral votes right now have been committed, and Maryland, I think, joined them yesterday. It's another 10. So that's 178 of the 270 we need of enough states who people can pressure their state legislature to vote to say that this has to happen. Whoever wins the popular vote wins the election.
And that is another reason to vote in statewide elections. One of my favorite topics that I want people to do. All right, let's play Amanda. Amanda has a question I think is very poignant that we should play. And this is Amanda's question that she sent us on Twitter.
People keep telling us, what do we tell our kids? Some kids, there's nothing you can tell. What do you tell them when they are going to be afraid every day they might lose a parent? What can you say to those kids?
Malcolm, what do you think? What should people be telling kids that are afraid of deportation?
Gosh, to be quite honest, I don't know what you would tell them other than, you know, I'm in Philadelphia. I'm in the birthplace of American liberty. And the values which were written down in this city, just 5 blocks from me, right now, are what holds this nation together. And my fear for her and for her children is, have we just walked away from all of those values? You know, are we teetering towards fascism? I don't know. But you have to stand up. You have to let your voice be heard. And if you feel opposed to something, be opposed to it. Be a patriot. And there are true patriots out there, are the people who question everything. But, you know, we just had this election.
Yeah.
More people voted for one side, and you have to stand up and hold your ground. Don't walk away from this.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank all those who sent in questions. We had really, really great questions. We have such smart viewers. But thank you, Heather McGee, Michael Moore, Malcolm Nance, and...
All right, so those are just some of the questions that are being asked. And you know what that reminds me of? The day after the UK took that Brexit vote, then all of a sudden the internet and search engines were going crazy, and it was driven by people who didn't even know what the hell Brexit was and what its ramifications were. The day after the elections, they started doing their research. Fortunately or unfortunately for them, that vote really was non-binding. The House of Commons has to take a vote in order to validate the vote the people took. And they may or may not do it. But for us, our votes, as far as the Electoral College is concerned, are binding. So we're screwed.